the next day.
Kevin Durant's press conference was not a press conference. It was an event. And I mean that. I even tweeted that. It was like a pep rally, as some people were saying. It was awesome. And you know what? For those of you who do not know, I actually do not live in Phoenix right now. And I don't want to sound like too dramatic, but this is one of those nights I wish I did live in Phoenix. Not even just to go there, but like to be in the same, I don't know, the same parking lot as Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? Like it just, the vibe right now in Phoenix is insane. I wish I was in Phoenix. I'm not going to lie. But anyways, so the Suns posted a kind of like a highlight reel of KD's press conference. We don't have to watch the entire thing, but I'm going to put on my headphones. We are going to kind of listen to what he said. And again, it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We don't have to like listen to the whole thing. And there's a couple other quotes that he said that I kind of want to take away. So we are going to share the screen, and you guys are going to be able to listen to what Kevin Durant said today if you missed it. Again, this is sort of a recap here. Again, it's not like everything he said, but it's sort of like a highlight reel. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to listen to what KD had to say. And then there's some other takeaways that he said that I want to cover. Let me share this real quick too. All right. So Kevin Durant's press conference. Let me know if you guys can hear this too. Pretty sure you guys will be able to. But yeah, let's go ahead and listen to this.
You see the growth in this team. When Monty took over, when James came here, I see the culture started to change. The way they played on the floor, the energy they played with started to change. And I always loved playing here in Phoenix. The fans always showed love to, just good basketball in general. They always cheer their fans on, but they show love to the opposing team as well. So I knew this would be a great place to play and a great place to continue to get better as a player. You got somebody like Devin, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton, guys that work, and I wanted to be a part of that. So
guys
I'm
that
excited
work.
here. I'm looking forward to trying to add as much as I can to the group already. Like I said, they built, themselves up and built the structure and the infrastructure up for themselves already, and I'm looking forward to adding to it. Looking forward to being taught by Monty, being coached by Monty and the staff, and everybody here. I've been to a couple practices already, and the attention to detail is something that I love. And if we continue to stay on that path every day, we'll see good things. He has a pure game. He can score from every area of the floor with efficiency. He's athletic, but he don't really show it a lot. But he can. Like last game, he had 2 dunks. It surprised me out of nowhere, even though I know he has that in his tool bag. But he's just such a quiet, efficient scorer, and he goes about his business on and off the court in just a mature manner. And I just wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to be a part of his journey and see, how good he can get from here. And
just real quick, guys, we might as well just listen to the whole thing. It's only like 30 more seconds. Let's keep going.
He's just one of those players that I really admire, and people are going to be doing classes on him once he's done playing. Like, you can learn so much.
Hell yeah, Kevin Durant. Preach.
Solid team, somebody always respected. And when you came in here, this was a battle. The crowd was going to be into it from the tip. And I think one of the best teams that, since I've been in the league was that team that didn't make the playoffs, that were like 45 and 37, I think, with the Twins and PJ Tucker. I think that was one of the teams that really sold me on, like, all right, this is a destination to come play. This is a place that, they really
Preach,
get behind
KD.
their team. So and also just the style of play that team had, I feel like that's always evolved in the fast pace here in Phoenix. So that drew me here. You always keep an eye out on organizations and teams throughout the league, throughout your career. And this is one of the teams always, and one of the cities always respected. And, I'm glad I was just able to come full circle, and I'm here now.
There's a lot to take away from this press conference. And I know that, like, shout out to the Sun Solar Panel and Dave King, and I'm sure some other content creators talked about the press conference, but I wanted to give you guys my takeaways. First off, I think he referenced the 2014-15 Suns that did win like 45 games. But I think he was also talking about the 2013-14 Suns, a Suns team that never gets talked about, but should get talked about. And by the way, you guys, just throwing this out there, that was when I really started this YouTube channel, if you will. Like the channel was active and I had like all these random videos on there, but that was when I started making Phoenix Suns videos, kind of. Terrible quality, terrible lighting, terrible microphone. Um, but that was when I really started talking about the Suns. Anyways, but I loved how he referenced that. It just goes to show that the NBA players, especially Hall of Fame players like Kevin Durant, the greats of this league, that they pay attention. That let's pretend like not even let's not even pretend. Like Devin Booker probably knows what's going on in Orlando and how they are slowly but surely, maybe in a few years going to be a playoff team. Or Kevin Durant probably knows what's going on in OKC, which we're going to talk about that later. I mean, OKC's won like 20 something games this year, and they were supposed to be one of the worst teams in the league, and they have a bright future. They could make the playoffs. So that's my point. Like they know, these players know what's going on in the league. Even some of these garbage teams, they know what is going on in the league. And I loved the fact that he referenced those two Suns teams from 2013 to 2015. Because even though we were in the lottery for 10 years, the dark days, those two teams get forgotten about, Suns fans. The 2013-14 Suns won 48 games, and we didn't make the playoffs. That was a fun team to watch. Miles Plumlee, Eric Bledsoe, Gerald Green, who's arguably one of my favorite players of all time, had a breakout year that year, Gerald Green. Miles Plumlee had a breakout year that year. Who else was on that team? PJ Tucker. You keep naming the players. That team was amazing. So that was my first take. And trust me, we're going to dive a little bit into it. And again, if you guys want to join the show later, I'll make sure to put the link in the chat. Anyways, so real quick. Okay, so Kevin Durant said a quote, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he talked about how this Phoenix Suns team, obviously the last few years, has experienced a lot. He referenced Monty Williams. He referenced James Jones. But he also said that the culture started to change. Excuse me. I got to take a sip of my drink here. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. So he said, culture started to change. He said, like, they started playing harder, the energy. And one thing I loved about this press conference was he kept showing love to the fans. He said, like, he felt the welcome getting off of the plane, and he kept addressing the fans. You guys, whether you're new or old to this channel, I'm just a Suns fan. I'm just a fan of basketball. Like, yeah, I make videos and I'm a content creator, all that stuff. At the end of the day, I am just a fan of basketball. Kevin Durant knows that. He doesn't know me, but he knows that we are fans. I really feel like Kevin Durant did an excellent job of addressing the love that the fans not only have, for him, but for Phoenix Suns basketball, for Arizona sports in general. I mean, he didn't reference Arizona sports, but you get my point. Like he said, like, the Suns fans know basketball and they love when you play hard and they love winning, and they even address the other teams when they're playing well. And that is true. I've been to a lot of games and Suns fans are like that, even during the dark days. Like, we show love to great basketball. So I love that he talked about that. So obviously he was asked about, winning a championship here. And again, I'm paraphrasing, but he pretty much said, he wants to win a championship. But one thing I like that he said, and this kind of reminds me of Matt Ishbia's press conference. He said, and again, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, what we do every day is a team. The stuff that like the media and the fans don't see. He said, that's the stuff I want to work on every day. That's what brings championships, the work. It's going to be tough, but, he wants to win a championship, but he wants to also put in the work night in, night out. And I love that. He talked about the coaching staff, Monty Williams, et cetera, et cetera. And one thing I love that he said, attention to detail. We've heard Chris Paul talk about that a lot. We've heard Devin Booker talk about that a lot. DeAndre Ayton. Really, everybody on the roster has said attention to detail. And Kevin Durant said that today when he was talking about the coaching staff and practice and Monty Williams. He also said that, we as Suns fans and really basketball fans in general have a high standard. And as we should, especially the last few years, we should have a high standard to Phoenix Suns basketball. You guys know me, whether you're new or old to this channel, I call it how I see it. If you had a bad game, I'm going to tell you had a bad game on here. And Kevin Durant knows that. He said that, we as fans have a high standard and that we are dedicated to the team, which we absolutely are. And he wants to reach that high standard every single day. That's awesome. That's what you want to hear from one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. And one thing that I loved that he said that I want to put good stuff on film every night, like the highlights and all that. And he said, and hopefully us fans, he said, hopefully they will accept me after that. He's looking forward to doing the work. Kevin Durant, even though the press conference was like 20 something minutes long, I loved what he said. Like, just that was what I wanted to hear. Like, obviously, he talks about the Brooklyn Nets and he got a little emotional. I give props to Kevin Durant. Like, he seems like a normal guy. Like, he really does. Like, yeah, he's one of the biggest superstars in the world, one of the greatest players of all time. But I feel like if you and I met Kevin Durant right now, like, he would just be a normal dude. He seemed really chill. Just real quick, just addressing a comment here. Attention to details is the only thing that differentiates a champion from a very good team. Exactly. Sorry I butchered that word there, but you're absolutely right. Let me see. The realest one says, KD is just a hooper, bro. Exactly. Whoa, that comment reminds me. Thank you, realest one. What has Devin Booker been saying since KD got here? Like, oh, all I watch is Kevin Durant highlights. And I go to Kevin Durant's house and he's got basketball and highlights on. You know what I mean? Like, Kevin Durant is just a hooper, man. Shout out to Emmanuel. Says, what's up, Sunsgi? What's up, man? Shout out to my guy, DJ Ocho, on points. And I appreciate you being here, man. Once again, you guys, we're going to be getting some people on here in a little bit once I'm done with my rambling. Just a couple more quotes, and I promise I'll get you guys on here. One thing I like that he said too, and I'm sure you all heard it, but he said, and I forgot what the question was, but he said, it's pressure because I'm one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Amen, Kevin Durant. So every time I step on the floor, people are going to be expecting me to do great things and the team I'm on to do great things. He's not wrong there. Now we know the pressure of LeBron James or, Giannis and all them, all the great Nikola Jokic, all the greats of this league. But I enjoy getting better as a player every day and just waking up and getting to do this. Kevin Durant just said so many great things. He said so many great things tonight. The final quote, and I absolutely love this quote, you guys. He talked about Devin Booker, obviously. Shout out to Dave King, by the way, from Bright Side of the Sun and SB Nation. I mean, there was some good questions out there from other media members, but Dave King, I thought, asked the great questions, and he pretty much, I forgot what the question was, but he talked about Devin Booker in the question. And here was Kevin Durant's quote. And this is about Devin Booker. This is Kevin Durant's quote about Devin Booker. He's just one of those players I really admire. And people are going to be doing classes. People are going to be doing classes on him once he's done playing. You can learn so much from watching his game. You guys, Kevin Durant just said he's one of those players I really admire. People are going to be doing classes on him once he's done playing. You can learn so much from watching his game. Kevin Durant just said that about our franchise player, Devin Booker. Kevin Durant just said that about Devin Booker. That goes to prove how great of a player Booker has become, how well respected Devin Booker is in this league, and just how important Devin Booker is. That's all I wanted to say, y'all. Oh, yeah. 2 more things real quick. And we're not getting out of here. Stay tuned. I'm going to get you some of you guys on here in a minute. We're going to talk and everything. Two final takeaways from the press conference. Again, the 2013-14 Suns never get talked about, and they absolutely should. Same thing with the 2014-15 Suns. And then Matt Ishbia didn't talk much during the press conference, but he did say this. He said that he loves seeing Suns fans out here, and he said that Phoenix Suns fans are the best in the country. Amen. Amen. That's all I got to say. Shout out to Matt Ishbia, our new owner. Ooh, one more thing, y'all. And I think I retweeted it. Pretty sure I did. Where is it? Okay, I'm sorry. So the OKC Thunder. Now, I think Flex from Jersey has talked about this on his podcast and everything. But it was and I'm going to share it on my screen so you guys can see it. Oops, that's not it. The OKC Thunder tweeted this out today. And I'm going to zoom in because you guys probably can't see the tweet. Time change. The NBA has announced the Thunder at Suns next Friday, February 24th, will tip off at 9 p.m. Central Time to to ESPN national broadcast. Game will also air on Bally Sports OKC. So that means Kevin Durant's playing, right? And again, I think Flex from Jersey, has the sources and all that. I'm pretty sure he knew about that like way in advance. But I just wanted to let you guys know that. I shared this on my Instagram and Twitter and all that. So that looks like KD will be playing. All right, y'all. Those are my KD press conference takeaways.